Welcome back to Sports Final. I'm Max Tanzer.
And I'm Rihanna DeCrow.
It has been all football the last 2 weeks here on Sports Final, but as we enter October, it is time to discuss some Major League Baseball as the playoffs kicked off this weekend. With a new postseason format, the Seattle Mariners, Philadelphia Phillies, and Cleveland Guardians swept their respective opponents to earn a nod in the division series. The winner of tonight's Mets-Padres matchup will also earn a bid to the NLDS. Things are just beginning here in October, and our very next guest, Dan Fox, has gone to the shredder. He's cracked the numbers. Dan Fox, welcome to Sports Final.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. You know, I'm a longtime fan of the show, longtime viewer, so this is a dream come true.
Well, Dan, getting things started, we're going to give you a live update here. The third wildcard game of the Mets-Padres series is in the bottom of the fourth, with the Padres up 3-0. Dan, you have the Mets over the Padres tonight in this game. Walk us through that process.
You know, Ray, I am the expert, I am the professional, so I have faith in my picks. Look, I still worry about the Padres as I did all season. How do you get from the starter to Josh Hader at the back end? We saw it last night. The middle relief really struggled. So I still have faith, especially at home. The Mets' big bat started to get going. And, of course, they had Edwin Diaz in the 8th or the 9th tonight. So I still feel good about the Mets.
Absolutely. Whoever wins this game will go on to take on the Dodgers. Yes, Padres have seen them a ton. The Mets a little bit. Who do you think is the better matchup to beat them if possible?
You know, I think that the Dodgers really have the Padres number. We've seen it not just this year, but last year as well. And I think the Mets, their top-end pitching talent, DeGrom, Scherzer, and of course Diaz, I think they could give the Dodgers, a run for their money. They could keep it a low-scoring game, and of course they have Alonso and Lindor in the middle to get just a little bit of offense. That might be all they need.
So as a guest on the show, you know how to please the hosts. I love seeing the Mariners winning the AL pennant here. You have them winning the AL pennant. They got to go through Houston this week, though. What are you thinking about that?
You know, Max, you made me a believer. You made me a believer. But what also I believe in this pitching staff. Luis Castillo, he's established himself, you know this, you were at the game, as one of the best big game pitchers in baseball. Robbie Ray, he won the Cy Young Award last year. And not just that, you talk about a bullpen with Diego Castillo, Paul Sewald, Andre Munoz just casually throwing 103. I mean, and this team just has it. You got a guy with the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. I mean, how could you not be rolling with the big dumper, Max?
I mean, I love Cal Raleigh. Don't get me
wrong.
I know you do. I remember the day he got drafted. Wow. It's magical.
So, Dan, Max is going to be a little bit upset by this one, but you have the Braves over the Mariners in the final. Why do you think that's going to happen?
You know, Ray, the last thing I want to do is make Max upset. But you look at this Braves team, and yes, the Dodgers had the better record, but since June, since Ronald Acuna came back, the Braves have been just as good. They raced the 10.5-game lead. They went 60-20. And I just think the deepness of their team, the pitching, the starting pitching specifically, and their big bats in the middle of the lineup. And the advantage they have over the Dodgers is that they got Kenley Jansen. You know, you get a guy from one team, you put him on another team, that obviously is going to give that second team an advantage. And close games like this, in a 7-game series with 2 juggernauts, I think having Kenley Jansen for the Braves and the Dodgers, who are still struggling to really find their closer, they just demoted Craig Kimbrell, that's going to make the difference.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kenley Jansen blew a save against the Mariners a few weeks ago over in Seattle.
I know you remember that, Max.
So if the Mariners get into a World Series against the Braves, it could get pretty dicey. Once again, Dan Fox. Dan, it was a pleasure to bring you on today. We're going to transition away from baseball now and welcome back Eli Fishman as he is the latest with Northeast High School sports and all the stories and scores that come with it. Eli, the floor is yours.